Hello everyone. So once again we are going to continue with P block elements and today is our lecture 20. Okay, last class we have done about sulfur dioxide, its methods of preparation, physical properties, chemical properties, its reducing behavior, uses, resonating structures and so on. And today I will discuss about oxo acids of sulfur. As you all know, oxo acids means the acids in which replaceable hydrogen is attached with oxygen. So oxo acids, sulfur has got many oxo acids which are not stable even, which cannot be isolated easily. Out of them, some of the oxo acids which are most frequently used and are important, I am going to discuss them. Okay. So H2SO3, this is known as sulfurous acid. Okay. Sulfurous acid, what will be the oxidation state in this case? 2 into plus 1 plus X plus 3 into minus 2 is equal to 0. So this is the way you are going to find out the oxidation state. So here minus 6 and here plus 2. So the oxidation state becomes plus 4. And the geometry or shape in this case will be 2 hydrogen atoms are there. So H2S and O3, 3 oxygen atoms are there, and sulfur, its valence electron is 6, so one lone pair will remain over there. Okay. Next is H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid. Everybody knows about sulfuric acid. So here minus 8 and plus 2, so the oxidation state becomes plus 6, and the geometry in this case will be, and you can see that these H plus ions, they are attached with replaceable, these hydrogens which are replaceable, they are attached with oxygen and therefore they are known as oxo acids. Next is H2S2O8 and it is known as peroxo disulfuric acid. And when you calculate the oxidation number of H2S2O8 by conventional method, now you can see here that oxygen 8 it is. So minus 2 into 8, this side it is plus 2 and 2x. So it's going to exceed, it's going to be more than 6. But whenever the oxidation number exceeds than its valence electron, that means in that particular compound or molecule, that atom will be in its highest oxidation state, and as the name itself suggests, peroxo, so there will be a peroxy linkage over here. So let's see, this is called peroxy linkage. So these two oxygens, they are attached with peroxide linkage, and 2 plus 2 4 plus 1 5 and like that. And these two hydrogens, they are replaceable, and when it replaces its 2 hydrogen atoms, 2H plus plus S2OA 2 minus, and this is known as persulfate ion. Okay, persulfate ion, S2OA 2 minus. And if one oxygen atom is replaced, H2S2O7, then this is oleum. Okay, this is oleum, and in this case what happens, this peroxy linkage won't be there, and that's the only difference. This is the structure of H2S2O7. Apart from that, some other oxo acids are also there. H2SO5, peroxo monosulfuric acid, which is known as Carro's acid, supposed to be a strong oxidizing agent. But these are the important ones. These are the list of oxo acids, and each oxo acids, their name, commercial name, oxidation state, basicity and the structure. This is important. Okay, so all of you learn the structures, oxidation state, their name and basicity of oxoacids. And amongst these oxoacids, we have to study in detail about sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Okay, sulfuric acid, industrially it is prepared by a process which is known as contact process. Okay, now what are the steps involved during contact process for manufacturing sulfuric acid? So step 1, sulfur plus oxygen, sulfur dioxide. By any suitable method, sulfur dioxide is to be prepared either with sulfur and oxygen or iron pyrite. Just now, last class I had discussed about the preparation of sulfur dioxide along with this iron pyrite and 8SO2. So either of the method can be used for preparing sulfur dioxide. Then step 2, this sulfur dioxide, it is oxidized to give sulfur trioxide. Then sulfur trioxide plus concentrated sulfuric acid So the catalyst used for the preparation of sulfur trioxide is vanadium pentoxide, and then this SO3 with concentrated sulfuric acid, and it forms H2S2O7. You can see reaction is balanced. So here oleum is prepared, and then this oleum H2S2O7 plus H2O, and it forms sulfuric acid. And this sulfuric acid is of desired concentration. Okay, this is of desired concentration, and almost 95 to 98% pure sulfuric acid we can prepare by using this contact process. So the step 1 is the preparation of SO2 followed by SO3, then we get oleum, and finally oleum is diluted to give sulfuric acid. So far as its physical properties are concerned, it's a dense, oily, viscous liquid. Why it is so much dense? Why it is viscous? Because of intermolecular hydrogen bonding, and it is highly soluble in water, and its basicity is 2. And let's see that how does it ionize. So when it is dissolved in water, it forms bisulfate ion plus H3O plus, and in this case the first acid dissociation constant is greater than 10, and when further HSO4 minus plus H2O, we get H3O plus SO42 minus, or you may also write it as H2SO4 plus H2O, H3O plus SO42 minus, 2 moles of H plus. And in this case the value of Ka2, this is 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 2. So the value of first acid dissociation constant is more than Ka2. From this, what we can conclude is that the acid dissociates to greater extent in case of H2SO4 when it is neutral, when it has not yet been ionized. So here the larger dissociation is there as compared to this. Now, so far as sulfuric acid is concerned, highest oxidation state +6. So comp H2SO4, it acts as a strong oxidizing agent because it will give nascent oxygen. So its two important properties and behavior: one, that it acts as an oxidizing agent, and secondly, it's a very good dehydrating agent. Okay. Dehydrating agent. It helps in removal of water. So we'll see the examples in which sulfuric acid, it acts as a dehydrating agent first. Okay. And if you remember organic chemistry, then when alcohols are heated in presence of conc H2SO4 at 443 Kelvin, it loses its water molecule and we get ethene. So alcohols are converted to alkene by losing its water molecule. It acts as a dehydrating agent. Similarly, when alcohols are heated with conc sulfuric acid at 413 Kelvin, upon dehydration, it forms ether. In laboratory, blue vitriol, copper sulfate, you have done this. When it is heated along with concentrated sulfuric acid, then what happens? It loses its water molecule and we get anhydrous copper sulfate, which is white in color. Sugar, C12, H22O11, upon heating with conc H2SO4, we get carbon and therefore it turns black. And this reaction is known as charring, CHARRING. So these are some of the important reactions which show that conc H2SO4 has got its dehydrating properties. And let's see some of the oxidizing behavior also. Okay. Oxidizing agent like carbon, when it is treated with concentrated sulfuric acid, sulfur, with concentrated sulfuric acid, copper, and when we talk about the reactive metals like sodium, potassium, magnesium, etc., then along with their dilute acids like sodium with dilute sulfuric acid, magnesium with dilute sulfuric acid, so they form their respective sulfates along with the liberation of hydrogen gas. Okay. And so on. So these are the important properties of sulfuric acid, and so far as uses are concerned, you have seen in laboratory, without sulfuric acid, none of the ions, cations and anions, they can easily be analyzed in laboratory. So supposed to be a very, very important chemical, and that's why it is known as king of chemicals. It has got two commercial names, oil of vitriol and king of chemicals. Okay. A nation's strength, industrial strength, depends upon the production of sulfuric acid. Then it is also used for the preparation of fertilizers, ammonium sulfate and so on, in metallurgy, in qualitative and quantitative analysis, acts as a dehydrating agent, oxidizing agent and so on. So my dear students, group 16 elements, members, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium, their periodic trend, physical properties, hydrides, oxides, halides, then oxygen molecule, ozone, sulfur dioxide, oxo acids and sulfuric acid in detail. This much you prepare and complete all the in-text questions and exercise questions which are related with or concerned with group 16 elements. Okay, so that this group is ready, and from our next class we are going to start with group 17 elements, that is halogens. Thank you all. Thank you very much.